Hey Rockstar, Andres Aras and Ronan Wu with AttractionAcademy.com, and welcome to the Masterclass on how to get over your divorce and start dating again the right way so you never have to spend another night alone again, aka dating after divorce. Look, getting a divorce is incredibly tough, and I know this because my own divorce almost ruined me, and I'll tell you a little bit about it in a little bit. But as a famous comedian once said, why is divorce so expensive? Because it's totally worth it. Going through divorce absolutely sucks. But trust me that it can be the beginning of a better, happier, and more fulfilling life. And that's what this training is all about, helping you be happy and whole again. And so that you can focus on what's being taught, Ronan and I are going to turn off our cameras now so that Ronan can get you started.
Hey guys, it's me, Ronan. Before we dive right in, let's first make sure you're in the right place because we want to make sure we can help you and not waste your time. So, who exactly is this training for? This is for any man who wants to improve his dating life, no matter his experience or skill level. If you want to finally get this part of your life handled and feel happier and more fulfilled, then you're in the right place. After a divorce, the reality that many men face is that they're older, have little free time, and many have forgotten how to actually meet and talk to women. I know that when Andres and I was trying to get good at this, he'd been out of the single scene for over 10 years and he was pretty rusty. That's actually how we met. We were both trying to get this part of our lives handled, and we had the exact same issues. All of our friends were either married, dating somebody, or they were too shy to go out. So it wasn't easy for us to meet people, and to be honest, we weren't really that good to begin with. But we did figure it out, and the good news is we're going to help you level the playing field so it's much easier for you. In the next 60 minutes, we'll show you how to meet, attract, and date the women you want so you don't have to settle. We're going to show you what you're probably doing right now to sabotage your success without even knowing it, and how to stop guessing and know exactly what to do. And we're going to show you how to do all this without reading tons of books, wasting money on expensive boot camps, or doing things you just don't feel good about. So here's our promise to you. We're going to show you a step-by-step strategy to get you dating the women you want without frustration, confusion, sleazy routines, or being somebody you're not. And if you stay to the end, we have a really cool gift for you. It's called the Meeting Matrix. The Meeting Matrix is a special training that allows you to meet women based on your energy level and personality type. If you're at a place where the people and surroundings don't match your personality, you're going to have a much harder time meeting people. With the Meeting Matrix, you can set yourself up for success even before you walk up and say hi. Now, normally we only give this out to our private coaching guys, but we've decided to make it available to you as a gift for staying until the end. Does that sound good? Pretty awesome, right? You'll definitely want to get your hands on this training. So, let me ask you a question. Does this sound familiar? Are you telling yourself and everybody else that things are okay when deep down you know it's not? Are you having feelings of loneliness, frustration, anxiousness, or even depression? Is there a part of you that knows life could be better, but you just don't know how to change things? Do you feel out of control because you just can't fix this part of your life? Do you feel a sense of emptiness, like something is missing, even if you have everything else? That despite having friends, family, or a good job, life isn't what it's supposed to be? Do you have occasional success or get lucky with women but feel frustrated because there's no consistency? Do you think it's hopeless because you feel like there's something wrong with you? Well, at the end of the day, don't you just want a beautiful woman to share your life with? I mean, isn't that what we all want? Now, if this sounds like you, I have great news for you because everything I've just told you isn't the real problem. They're just symptoms of the real problem. The real problem is that you haven't made three little shifts in your life. And I'm going to tell you what those three shifts are in a bit. Because once you make these three shifts, the problems you have, which are just symptoms of the real issue, these problems, they'll disappear. We've been dating coaches for several years now, and Andres and I have trained hundreds of guys. How we discovered these three shifts is that we noticed something kind of weird with our guys. Most of the guys we usually teach get really great results, but there were two groups of guys that were outliers. One group of guys would get insane results, going from struggling and no dates to dating multiple women a week. And the other guys, well, they would struggle a little bit, and the other group of guys would struggle a little bit more than everybody else. Now, when we took a look at these two groups, we noticed something interesting. The successful guys did something the guys that struggled didn't do. The top performing guys consistently did these three things right. It didn't matter what their experience was or how long they've been doing it. In fact, it didn't even matter what they looked like at all. The only thing that mattered was three simple shifts that were responsible for all their success. Now imagine, if you could apply these three shifts and get the same crazy success, wouldn't that be awesome? What would having that kind of success do for you? See, once you make the shifts, you'll be able to see what's causing the roadblocks in your dating life and easily push through them. You'll be able to meet people without anxiety or pressure because you'll have a step-by-step action plan to know exactly what to do next. Life will be so much happier and fulfilling when you get what you want. You need to realize there's only three simple shifts you need to make to predictably and consistently get more dates. And we're going to walk you through those three shifts today. But first things first, we need your attention, please. Turn off your cell phones, close your Facebook, and get a pen and paper handy. You'll want to take notes. If you're a divorced man struggling with dating and you're serious about getting results, the next 60 to 90 minutes will absolutely change your life. Before we get started, I want to take a quick second to tell you who we are and why you should even be listening to us. Andres is an engineer who's worked for a Fortune 20 company and now turned his attention to the dating scene. He's coached hundreds of guys and has extensive experience working with matchmakers and world-class lifestyle coaches. As for yours truly, I'm a medical doctor who's worked with some of the world's leading relationship coaches and sex therapists, and I've helped create one of the most popular sex instruction books ever sold. We've each had over 10 years of experience as dating coaches, helping hundreds of guys find dating success. We've trained men from all walks of life and can confidently tell you that your divorce wasn't the end of your marriage. It was the beginning of you building the life that you want and deserve. We've helped men take massive action to become successful in their dating lives to get the women they deserve, even going on to marry the women of their dreams. And you know what? That's what's unique about us. We're one of the few dating coaches out there who actually use what we teach, and we've used it to marry the women of our dreams. Yes, we're both actually happily married. But there's a really personal reason why we're doing this. For me, I've never had the pleasure of actually getting divorced, but I went through a pretty dark period in my life. I was in a serious relationship with a woman for almost 3 years when one day I came home to find the house completely empty. My furniture was gone, the dog was gone, the woman I had planned to marry was gone too. There was no warning, no texts, nothing. Just an empty, cold house after a long day of work. Pretty crappy, huh? The only thing left was my clothes, and I thought I'd been robbed. My mind was trying to process what was happening, and my girlfriend wasn't returning my calls. It was hours later I found out my worst fears were true. She'd left me with no notice or warning. My future plans with her fell completely apart. I even had to sell my house at a huge loss. What followed was a deep depression lasting years until I finally decided to get this handled.
And as for me, Andres, back in March 2010, oh man, it was rough. I was sitting on a chair on a fourth-story apartment there was only furnished with a couch, a chair, and an air mattress. And by the way, it was a leaking air mattress. It really sucked. And I was sitting at a couch drinking Captain Morgan. Don't ask me why I picked that. But it was about 10 days straight, maybe more, but no less than 10 days. And I was just staring out the window. And for a split second, I thought, what would happen if I jumped out that fourth-story window? That was my lowest point in my life. I snapped out of it, realizing that, look, the reality is that a fourth-story fall would only break my bones and hurt like a bitch. But more importantly, I actually had a 6-month-old son that needed his dad. Then I needed to be there. I needed to help him be a man, a real man. And that would only happen if I was around. You see, all of this happened to me because of a very, very messy divorce. My wife, at that time, cheated on me after 9 years of marriage. And I lost everything. And I do mean everything. And this was my lowest point. And I swore that I would get this relationship thing handled and help whoever I could to avoid the immense pain that I was in at that time. It was excruciating. And the thing is this, is we want you to know that there is hope. Whatever your situation, you can still create the life you want. Look, we've been in your shoes and we know how hard and frustrating it can be and how helpless and how hopeless it can all seem. If we can make things even just a bit easier for you with this training today, then we've done our job. Look, we want you to master this part of your life. And when you do master it, you can replace that empty, lonely feeling with fulfillment and abundance. Thanks to this journey, we were able to date many wonderful, beautiful women, make new friends, gain experiences beyond our wildest dreams, and finally, marry the women of our dreams. And so have many of the other men we've worked with. Look, we want to share with you what's worked for us and what's worked with many others like you. The reality is that nice guys can finish first. Ronan and I are proof of that. Look, after having mastered dating and getting this part of my life, I met my wife, who you see on the screen. She's a fitness and nutrition trainer as well as an Instagram model. And she just happens to be 17 years younger than me. Absolutely no complaints there. Now, this may surprise you, but we actually got married after only 4 months of dating because I absolutely knew that she was my ideal woman from the start. Now, normally any man would get nervous when they meet the girl of the dreams, but things worked out because I was prepared. I was truly prepared. I knew exactly what it took. And the most amazing thing to me is that she is as passionate about me as I am about her, even with that age difference, which, by the way, at one time was a huge hang up to me. Let me not get too deep into my story and let Ronan tell you about his story.
As for me, I sorted everything out and afterwards spent a couple years playing catch up and partying it up. That is, until I met a beautiful Latin lady out salsa dancing one night. I knew exactly what I wanted, and I knew that I found somebody special when I met her. And here's a crazy story about when we first met. On my first date with her, I made the mistake of double booking a date with her and another woman. Yeah, big mistake, right? Well, I didn't like hiding things, so I invited them both on the date, which they didn't find out till later. To make matters worse, another woman I had seen was calling with an emergency, and I had to leave them both for a while. Despite my shenanigans, my future wife was cool as a cucumber, friendly, and graceful through the whole thing because she was pretty secure in herself. I knew right then that I'd regret it if I didn't get to know this woman, and I haven't looked back since. She's every bit as smart, kind, loving, and supportive as I knew she'd be. And what about you? What does the future hold for you? If you're on this training, that means you aren't happy with your current situation or dating success. Now, whether you have no success or even inconsistent success, take a moment and imagine what life would be like for you if you never have to spend another night or weekend alone because you have the skills to fill your calendar with dates. You'll know exactly what to do to get the women you want, and life will be immediately different when you finally get this part of your life handled once and for all. When you make these 3 shifts, you won't have to settle for a woman who doesn't meet your standards and risk ending up in an unhappy relationship or worse yet, in another expensive divorce. Now, we want to be completely transparent. We'll walk you through the exact system we used and what we teach all our guys to use. But please understand, our results are not typical because the average person who attends any training gets 0 results if not implemented correctly or if they're not willing to take action. However, I'm happy to share with you for free exactly what's worked for us and many of the guys we've trained. This is not for people looking for a magic bullet or an instant fix. It takes commitment and work. Okay, if you guys are ready, let's jump in. Here's what we're going to cover in this talk. We're going to cover the first shift, the surprising way attraction really works. Shift number 2 is how to eliminate all the guesswork and confusion out of the dating process. And shift number 3 is the common mistake that 99% of guys make that sabotages their success. Just by learning these 3 shifts, you're going to be better off than 99% of the guys out there. I'm not exaggerating when I say that these 3 breakthroughs are necessary to have any success with women, period. So let's go ahead and jump in with the first shift, and that is the surprising way attraction really works. You don't need to chase. That's right, the first shift is you don't need to chase a woman. Instead of trying to impress her, you should be assessing her, because if you get things right, she's going to be the one chasing you. Meeting a woman is like an audition, but you're not the one on stage. She is. You make sure she meets your standards because you are her Prince Charming and she has to be worthy of you. Remember, she is auditioning for you. Don't impress, assess. Now, if you look up the word attraction on Google, this is what you get. Attraction is the action or power of evoking interest, pleasure, or liking in somebody or something. You see, there's 2 ways to get attraction: by doing something, that's the action part, or by having the power to attract things to you. Most men have been taught to do it the first way. They think they have to do things for a woman to get noticed, so they do things like buy women flowers, wear fancy clothes, drive nice cars, or they Google things like the best pickup line to use or how to talk to a woman. Now, some men even think acting like an alpha male or a bad boy is what women want, but trust us, none of that really matters. None of that matters because everybody's got it backwards. You see, the way attraction really works is the second way, and that's by having the power to cause women to be attracted to you. It's not what you do that attracts a woman, it's who you are. See, if you try to attract women by doing things for them, you're still chasing them and they know it. You're hoping that by doing something they like, they'll like you back. But you see, women aren't attracted to the things you do for them. It's not about the pickup line, the clothes, or even the routines you memorize. What they're attracted to is your identity. More specifically, they're attracted to guys who have invested time to create a naturally attractive identity. See, when you focus on yourself and start doing these things, the women will come to you naturally. It's a subtle but powerful difference. For example, instead of learning pickup lines to meet women, instead you learn how to have a conversation so anything you say will work. Instead of worrying if whether you're being an alpha male or not, like I see a lot of guys doing, instead you learn how to have clear boundaries and assert them so you don't seem like a weakling. You don't have to be an alpha male because real alpha males aren't trying to be anything. Does that make sense? Are you starting to see how powerful that is? And instead of trying to act like a bad boy and dressing up in a leather jacket or smoking cigarettes, all you have to do is show her you have a life. You don't have to call her every 5 minutes. And that way you don't seem needy and come off as desperate. Make sense? See, everyone else is trying to get you to do things, to do manly things. But instead, we want you to be a man. And we're going to show you exactly how to do that. Everything else out there is fluff that doesn't really help you get what you want and only confuses you. You can do anything you want if it comes from a place that possesses power, which attracts women because you've developed a naturally attractive identity. Is this making sense? Do you see how that works? Can you see how this can change everything? This is great news for you right now. Why? Because it means no matter who you are or what your situation is, you can learn how to be an attractive man. We've trained many divorced men over the years, and one of their biggest challenges is overcoming their own limiting beliefs. After divorce, many of us struggle with insecurities and the fear of starting over. We think women are attracted to certain men with certain things. We're afraid we're not good enough and there's something wrong. We worry about our age, how much we make, how tall we are, and how different we look. But none of that matters. We've trained guys with all these fears and features, and guess what? They're still successful. Why? Because they learn what really attracts women and they use it to their advantage. Here's one example. One of our guys, Brian. Brian had lots of limiting beliefs keeping him from dating the women he wanted. Brian was in his 50s and he had gotten divorced after 15 years of marriage. And he'd been single for several years with no real luck with women. You see, Brian worked around a lot of younger ladies, but his insecurity about his age was a big obstacle. He liked this one cute 29-year-old woman, but he wasn't able to make anything happen. That is, until he came to us. We helped him understand and apply the first shift, and he was able to later get her on a date and actually went on to date her for quite some time. His age and looks had no effect on his ability to attract her. You see, guys, when you finally figure out what really attracts a woman, the possibilities are endless. It all depends on what you are willing to do about it. You don't have to lie or use sleazy tactics to manipulate women, and you don't have to pretend to be somebody you're not. And you know what the best part about this is? No more crazy women. By attracting women who like you for who you are, you'll attract more secure, well-adjusted women into your life. You see, Brian not only dated a much younger woman, she was also free from the drama and jealousy that you often find in younger women. Because who needs that in their life, right? You'll be able to screen out the gold diggers, the insecure ones, the jealous women, and most importantly, the crazy ones. If you find out a woman isn't who you thought she was, well, you'll have the confidence to leave and avoid another divorce because you picked the wrong woman. Does that make sense? Are you seeing this, guys? Now, where would you be if you had picked someone that was your ideal match in the first place? So let's move on to shift number 2, which shows you how to get rid of the frustration and confusion in the dating scene. Shift number 2 is simple systems, not complicated concepts. Once you know how attraction works, the next question usually is, well, how do I get good at this? Obviously, the guys who are good at this are doing something you're not. So you're probably asking yourself, what do I need to do to actually get results? Surprisingly, you don't need to do very much. What's important is that you have a simple system that makes you take action. Overcomplication leads to anxiety, and that's where most guys get stuck starting out. Getting this wrong can keep you stuck for a really long time. If you go and search for dating tips in Google, you'll find hundreds, no, maybe thousands of articles, books, videos, blogs, programs, all on this dating thing. You'll never get through it all in one lifetime, and most of it is actually pretty useless. That's because everybody out there overcomplicates it. Instead of focusing on a few key things that will actually deliver results, they get lost in all the details. With the internet at our fingertips, there's a world of knowledge out there, but lots of analysis and tons of research is good when you're buying a car, but it's not so good when you're actually learning how to attract women. Now, why is that? Well, because too much information will keep you from acting and developing the muscle memory and getting the experiences you need to actually get good. You need a simple system, not complicated concepts. Now, you've probably heard of the Pareto principle, also called the 80-20 rule. In case you haven't, it's the observation that 80% of the results usually come from 20% of the work. This has been shown to apply to things like wealth, sales, sports, and most other things, including dating. Basically, what it means for you is that the amount of work you need to do to be successful at dating involves only focusing on a few key things. For example, if there was only 100 things you could do to get good at dating, each of these 100 things don't give you the same bang for your buck. In fact, what the 80-20 rule says is that 80% of your results actually come from doing just 20 of those 100 things. Does that make sense? So, the majority of your results will come from a few key things, and that's it. You should only focus on these things that make a difference instead of wasting your time with the other 80% that don't add much to the bottom line. If you look at your life, I can guarantee that anything you're good at right now, whether it's a sport, martial arts, or a hobby, you're good at it because you probably know the fundamentals really well, and that's the 20% that really matters. We consistently see that no matter the skill level or experience of a guy who first comes to us, we're able to get them past their roadblocks and get them success by focusing just on a few key things. Now, this applied to Jesse, one of our other guys, and I'm sure it would apply to you also. When Jesse came to us, he was already pretty advanced and could easily talk to most women. But he struggled with getting the attention of really beautiful women or high quality women. His main issue was he actually knew too much and he was too rehearsed. It messed up his interactions because he came off sleazy and fake. Now, what helped him get back on track was getting back to basics with a simple system to follow. It's the single most powerful way to achieve success. It'll help you figure out where you're at, what's wrong, and tell you exactly what you need to do next to get results. So, what does this mean for you? It means that the answer to whatever problem you have right now is actually pretty simple. It's so simple, in fact, that we use a one-page framework that sums up the whole dating process. And I'm willing to bet that your specific problem can be found somewhere in there. Do you want to see this one-page framework? Great. We'll show you what it looks like in a little bit. See, with our help, Jesse stopped overcomplicating things and focused on a few key actions that drastically improved his results. He became less anxious, more natural, and he interacted with really beautiful women and was able to be successful as a result. And then there's Ray. He's one of our guys who improved so quick he even surprised us. See, we met Ray right after his divorce when he was really struggling to figure this all out. Instead of wasting time feeling lost and confused or overwhelmed, he quickly implemented what we gave him, and he took those handful of things and later ended up dating several women, actually moving in with one. More importantly, he gained something really valuable. He gained the confidence to be able to end any relationship with a woman if she wasn't a good fit for him. And this later came in handy when the girl he moved in with turned out to be a bad fit for him. He had no fear about ending the relationship because he had the skills to go and meet somebody else. Now, how many men have the confidence to leave unhealthy relationships when they aren't happy? Not too many, I believe. All too often, men settle and end up divorced or in unhappy relationships because of this fact alone. Look, we don't want that to happen to you again. And now, the third and most important shift of all, it's the most common mistake that 99% of guys make that sabotages their success. And it's shift number 3, actions over words. You have to live by actions and not words because your actions show where your priorities really are. For example, somebody might say they want to lose weight or get in shape. But even if they say that, even if they really want it, until they take action, the reality is nothing will change because they haven't made it a priority in their life. Dating is no different. Even though most of us really, really want a beautiful woman in our life, most of us aren't actually willing to take the action to get it. As a coach, I'd rather work with a guy who's never studied anything on dating, but who's actually willing to get out there and do what I tell him, rather than working with a guy who's read everything on the internet, but makes excuses when it's actually time to go out and take action and say hi to a woman. Look, you're here because you truly want to improve your life and meet a great woman. Whether it's because you're lonely, unhappy, or unfulfilled, we know you really want to do something about it. But without you making it a priority and committing to taking action on what we tell you today, nothing we say or do will change your situation, right? Now, wouldn't you agree with that statement? Makes sense, right? Take a look back on your life. Isn't everything and anything you've ever gotten in life because you actually took action to get it? Look, nobody wants to grow old and end up alone, but unfortunately, that's the sad reality for many men who put off taking action to change this part of their life. Remember, to not take action is a decision to make sure things will stay the same. We realize how hard it is to take action, especially if you're not clear on what you need to do, So that's why using a simple and easy to follow system, remember shift number 2, well, it gives you better results and faster. Okay, let's recap. So far, we've covered 3 shifts that you have to take to drastically improve your success. We now know that number 1, the surprising way attraction really works is that you don't need to chase, because it's not what you do that attracts women, it's who you become that they're attracted to. We've also covered how to eliminate all the guesswork and confusion out of the dating process, which is you got to use simple systems and not complicated concepts to have one clear path to becoming more attractive to women. And finally, we've covered how to avoid the common mistake 99% of guys make that sabotages their success. And that's shift number 3, because you have to prioritize actions over words, and you got to make sure your simple system is built to make you take action to get your results. So let me ask you a question. Do you feel like this right now? I know we've covered a lot, and sometimes it can feel like you're trying to drink out of a water hose. If you feel like this, it's okay. We just wanted to open your eyes to what's possible. It's completely normal to feel a little overwhelmed when you come across something new. We just want to make sure you don't get lost in this process, so we've put together a really cool offer for you, and we want to ask your permission real quick to share it. Do you mind if we spend a couple of minutes to show you how to take what we've talked about and implement it in your life right now? If you say yes, the best thing about this is that you'll at least learn the steps you have to take to have the success you want, even if you decide it's not for you. If you say no, well, you can jump off this webinar right now and we'll still be friends. No hard feelings. Sound good? Good. So at the beginning of this talk, we promised to show you a step-by-step strategy to date the women you want without frustration, confusion, sleazy routines, or being somebody you're not. Everybody's situation is unique, and you need to know how to apply these shifts to your life. So we came up with a simple system built on the 3 shifts to give you one clear path to action and get results. So we'd like to introduce you to the Dating Mastery System. It's your one clear path to go step by step through the whole dating process. It's designed from the ground up with you in mind to help you get your dream girl. What you're looking at is the actual membership site of the Dating Mastery System. In the next few slides, Andres will walk you through how the one clear path shows you what to do at every single step of the way.
So now it's a great time, if you haven't done it already, to take that pen and paper out for notes, because we're going to show you the exact steps you need to take to achieve success. Let's take a closer look at how the dating system works. Most programs out there only give you part of the answer, leaving you more confused and overwhelmed than when you started. But the Dating Mastery System is the complete answer. You don't need anything else. It's simple and works for anybody, no matter what their skill level. There's only 3 phases. There's the meet, there's attract, and there's date. Pretty simple, right? And as you can see, each phase only has 3 steps inside of each. In the meet phase, you'll learn how to eliminate anxiety and have confidence when you approach a woman. Once you're done with this stage, you'll be able to meet and talk to any woman on the street, in a store, at a club, or even at a bar. You'll go from being insecure to being unstoppable. Now, because of what we covered about the 80-20 rule, we designed each stage to focus on the 3 things that will make the biggest impact on your success. Pretty simple, right? The Ideal Woman module helps you screen for women who are a good fit for you. You'll stop wasting your time and energy chasing women that don't match your personality and lifestyle. Look, why make it harder on yourself than it already is? This module sets you up to win even before you do anything at all. Wouldn't life be easier if you knew which women to pursue and which ones to avoid? The Ideal You training transforms you into a strong, confident man that women notice, setting you up for success without having to do much at all. You see, the most successful guys don't chase women, and we talked about that in one of the shifts. They just interact with them normally as if they were talking to their best friend. But their confident presence will draw women to them without them having to do much at all. Does that make sense, guys? Does that jive with what you know and what you understand now? The approach formula gives you a foolproof way to meet any woman you want. It shows you how to meet women in different social settings and helps you find the best places to meet women that suit your personality. Here, you'll be giving the formula that you can use to meet anyone, anywhere, anytime. In the next phase, which is attract, you'll learn how to quickly present yourself as the man that she wants. This stage is the key to learning how to go from ignored to desired. If you consider yourself a nice guy, this phase will be an eye-opener for you. After completing this training, you'll know what makes women see you as a friend or as a lover. The conversation shortcuts training alone, it's worth its weight in gold. Look, here you'll learn the simple tricks to help you never run out of things to say. Yes, I do mean exactly that. You'll never run out of things to say with the simple information that's in this module. Your conversations with women will be more natural, fun, and engaging, keeping them on their toes and making you stand out from the crowd. Look, I'm not kidding when I say that this module alone is probably worth the entire cost of the program. The Masculinity Matrix shows you how to be the man in the relationship. You'll finally understand why women love jerks and why they reject nice guys. But you'll also learn the secret to generating that same attraction for you without having to be someone you're not. I'm going to say that again. You'll learn the secret to generating the same attraction for you. For you, yes, you, without having to be someone you're not, specifically a jerk. Nice guys can finish first, and this module will show you how. When things are going your way and she's really into you, the escalation amplifier helps you move things forward in your favor, making transitioning to something physical a natural and stress-free process. Here, you'll learn more about female psychology, what turns a woman on, and how you can be the object of her desire. Sounds nice, doesn't it? The date phase gives you all the tools you need to make it easy for women to say yes to the date and yes to you. You'll go from being a disaster on dates to being a master of them. In Texting Decoded, we're going to take the mystery out of texting, and it'll show you how to create fun, engaging text that will improve your response rates and eliminate the no-shows on dates. Most guys are, look, honestly, they're horrible at texting. So this training will put you light years ahead of the competition. The Perfect Date module helps you plan an unforgettable experience and lays the foundation for all of your future dates. Say goodbye to the awkward silences and boring dates. It ensures that you both have a fun and amazing time. And finally, Ace the Date. It gives you everything you need to lead the interaction, make it a lasting impression, and keep her coming back for more. Look, I hope that you see the simplicity of a well laid out plan that's logical and takes you step by step to take you from divorced to dating as quickly as possible. This is one clear path. Do you see that? Do you see that it's simple, that it will help you take action to becoming a more attractive man and not chase her? By the way, do those words I just stressed sound like the 3 shifts? Simple, action, and becoming? Yeah, those are the 3 shifts. And they're in there. They're inherent in this simple system. Look, by this point, I bet you're wondering how long it's going to take you to get good at dating. And just so you see this, everybody's different, although we have a typical progress timeline here. But if you're committed to this 100% and took action on everything in the Dating Master System, we'd expect you to be meeting and dating women regularly in about 12 weeks or so. That's just 3 short months to living the life of your dreams. But look, the reality is not everyone moves that fast, and it can take a bit longer. The important thing is progress, not perfection. And taking action will get you progress. Right? Does that make sense? The next question we usually get is, what do I get? So here's what you're going to get. The Dating Mastery System is a step-by-step system that takes you from divorced to dating by transforming anxiety to action, confusion to confidence, and unsuccessfulness to being unstoppable. And the total value is $2,700. But that's not what it'll cost you today. That alone is what we usually charge guys for a single weekend with us to teach them the Dating Mastery System. So even though it's easily worth $2,700, we're giving you a special offer because we want to help as many men as we reasonably can, and we want to reward guys who take action. Does that sound fair? So, what else do you need? Now, the dating master system is the only thing we use to get where we're at. And it's the only thing we've taught our guys to get them success. If that's all you had, you'd be better than 99% of the guys out there. The reality is we want there to be zero excuses for you to not succeed. And we wanted to make it a no-brainer for you to see the value in what we're offering. So we racked our brains and asked our guys about what else we could possibly need to be successful. We looked at everything and anything that could possibly be a barrier to your success. So here's what we decided: to build frameworks for all of the concepts to make learning faster and easier. They will help you not only understand, but integrate and implement the trainings to see results faster. We have a framework for just about everything. You'll get access to a constantly updated library of frameworks, models, and cheat sheets to help you understand and implement the concepts quickly and efficiently. Look, our goal is to take the guesswork out of the whole attraction process so you can focus on results. From defining who your ideal woman is, to overcoming limiting beliefs, to becoming a better conversationalist, all the way to triggering attraction. Basically, for just about anything related to dating, there's a framework for that. So you're going to get the Dating Mastery System, the step-by-step program that teaches you how to become an attractive man and get the girl of your dreams, a $2,700 value. Our vault of frameworks, cheat sheets, and PDFs, a $797 value, which is over $3,497. But wait, that's not all. What else might you need to be successful? Remember, we don't want any possible reason or excuse why you can't take what we're offering and just crush it. So what else do you need? How about ways to keep you accountable, to help you stay motivated? The second thing we added was an accountability system. Look, if you don't act on what we teach, then it's useless. Success requires consistent action. And we understand this, so we created a system of accountability both to yourself and others. Using tools like checklists, which is one that you're seeing there, weekly reporting and tracking, we've baked in multiple ways to keep you motivated and moving forward. So here's what you're going to get. The Dating Master System, the step-by-step program that teaches you how to become an attractive man and get the girl of your dreams, a $2,700 value. Our vault of frameworks, cheat sheets, and PDFs, an almost $800 value. The accountability system for action and motivation, a value of $597. That is a total of over $4,000. But wait, maybe there's more we can do. So we asked, what else do you need to succeed? A couple people we asked mentioned support. So we built that into the system. Isn't that awesome? Look, we're committed to your success, so you don't have to feel like you're going at this alone, which is one of the biggest obstacles you can face. I know that was one of the biggest obstacles I faced. So to get you that support, you'll get a 24/7 access, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week access to a positive community of like-minded men to keep the momentum going. We function as a tribe together to support each other, troubleshoot and find ways and answers to your questions, and encourage each other on our journeys to building a lifestyle that we all deserve. And you'll have Andres, myself, and Ronin there to answer your specific questions. Isn't that invaluable? So what are all the things you're going to get so far? So you're going to get the Dating Mastery System, a step-by-step program that teaches you how to become an attractive man and get the girl of your dreams, a $2,700 value. Our vault of frameworks, cheat sheets, and PDFs, $797 value. Accountability system for action and motivation, a $597 value. The unlimited access to Andres and Ronin via our private Facebook group, we're valuing that at $347. That's a total value of over $4,441. Okay. That is a lot, but I think we can squeeze something else in. What else could we possibly give you so that you have everything you need to succeed without ever having to look anywhere else? Now, we had to think hard about this one, and we decided that if you commit to join us, then we'll commit to be there with you every step of the way. So we will get you access to bi-weekly live trainings from us as long as you're a member of the Dating Master System. Now, would this be valuable for you? Here's what this means for you. With the live training, you'll eliminate 90% of the frustration and wasted time with personal coaching from us. We'll answer your specific questions during the live sessions with personalized training, the latest dating hacks, hot seats, and Q&A sessions to power through any roadblocks. You'll benefit from our years of experience training guys just like you to be successful at dating. And we promise not to wear those short shorts. So, what are you going to get? You're going to get the Dating Mastery System, step-by-step program that teaches you how to become an attractive man to get the girl of your dreams, a $2,700 value. Our vault of frameworks, cheat sheets, and PDFs, $797. The accountability system for action and motivation, $597. Unlimited access to Andres and Ronan via our private Facebook group, a $347 value. And the monthly Ask Us Anything power sessions and hot seats at $497. That is over $4,938 worth of value. Now, we aren't going to charge you $4,938 today, although it's easily worth more than that. But now, I'm curious. So let me ask you a question. If all the Dating Mastery System did was give you the confidence and skills to meet and date any woman for the rest of your life and never be alone again, would that be worth the $4,938? Heck yeah, it would be. How can you put a price on your lifelong happiness? Studies have shown time and time again that stress and depression lead to lost time, disease, and early death. Wouldn't it be worth the $4,938 to be happy? Of course it would. Now, if all the Dating Master System did was save you frustration and wasting years of your life figuring this stuff out by yourself, and instead gave you a shortcut to success, would that be worth the $4,938? Yes, it would. It'd be worth way more than that. You can always make money, but you can't make more time. None of us are getting younger. Look, it took me almost 6 years to figure this stuff out. Is a few years of your life worth it? Absolutely. No doubt about it. But let me ask you this. If all the Dating Master System did was help you meet the right woman and avoid another costly divorce, would that be worth $4,938? Yes, yes, and yes, 1,000 times over. Do you know what it cost me to get a divorce? $30,000 plus bankruptcy for 2 mortgages. The average cost of a divorce in the U.S. is anywhere between $15,000 to $30,000, and personally, it cost me $30,000, and that was just my side. And don't forget, you could lose half of everything you worked for. Guys, you could lose half of everything you worked for again. So would you spend $4,000 so you could save $30,000 and keep your stuff? Hell yeah. That's way more than the price of the Dating Master System. Bottom line, if you paid $4,938 for the Dating Master System, you'd still come out ahead. But for those that take action, you can get it for a special price for a limited time. So when it comes to price, we had 2 choices when we were putting this package together. The first choice was to make it really cheap and charge something like $57 where everybody could afford it, and we could sell it to tons of people and everyone would have access to it. That was one option. But the problem with that option is that we can't put in the time, the effort, the resources that you really deserve. Right now, both Ron and I spend a ton of time and effort making sure our members are taken care of. We can't do that if we gave away this for $57. We can't continue to invest our own money updating and continually adding content if we charge too little. Does that make sense? It's just not humanly possible. It's not just humanly possible. Wouldn't you agree? So we went with option number 2, which requires a little more investment on your side. And in exchange for that, we can devote the time, the energy, and resources that you actually deserve for your success. So that's the direction we went. And I hope it makes sense to you. And I'm guessing that if you're still watching this, you'd rather have a little bit more effort from us. Isn't that right? So, finally, I want to ask you this. How much is your happiness worth? Can you put a price on it? If I said that you could be happy for the rest of your life, would you trade $4,938 for it? Of course you would. No one wants to end up alone at the end of their life, but you risk losing out on a lifetime of memories, laughter, and love if nothing changes. Opportunity doesn't knock twice, and life only rewards people who take action. Wouldn't you agree? You can see why it's a good deal at $4,938, but you won't pay that. And we usually charge our clients almost $3,000 for one weekend to work with us, but you won't pay that. If you take action today, you can get the same information they get, plus all the bonuses for a limited time for just $7. Yep, that's right. You can get access now for just $7. That lets you try it out for a week risk-free. We're so confident you'll like it since we've decided to let you try it out for what it would cost you to get 2 cups of coffee. After that, it's $67 a month to be a member of the Dating Mastery System and access all of the trainings, frameworks, the private work group, and the live office hours. Now, you got to agree with me that is awesome, right? That is freaking awesome that you can try this out for 7 days just to see how you like it. If you wanted to find a system this complete, this well put together, and this effective, you could easily pay 10 times that amount. But word of caution, this is the only time it'll be offered at this price, and we will be raising that price later for sure. So getting early while the getting's good. So what do you have to do to sign up right now? Go to www.thedatingmasterysystem.com. It's that simple. www.thedatingmasterysystem.com. Oh, and by the way, we're so confident in our product that you get a 30-day money-back guarantee for the monthly program. If you let us know within the 30 days of joining that you're not completely satisfied, we'll refund the membership costs, no questions asked. This is about you, not us. This is a safety net for you because we want you to be happy with your decision. So if for any reason you don't think it's for you, just let us know and we'll refund you your money right away. Now, full disclosure, the $7 trial is non-refundable. Basically, this is because we have to cover at least some of our advertising costs. But I think letting you test drive this whole system for less than it would cost you to buy 2 cups of coffee is a pretty damn great deal, right? And you'll know within those 7 days if this is for you. And that's why we haven't had anyone use the 30-day money-back guarantee. No one has asked for it. Does that sound fair? I'm sure you agree it is. So right now, you've got 2 choices. Choice number 1, if you don't do anything and not take this leap of faith, which by the way is 100% risk-free, what's going to happen? Nothing. If you take option number 1, nothing is going to change in your life. When this training ends, you'll go to bed tonight and tomorrow you'll wake up and do the exact same thing you're doing now with the exact same results. So if everything is perfect with your life right now, take option number 1. But you and I, we both know that you can either have success or you can have excuses. Look, you can come up with an excuse why you can't afford $7, why you couldn't do it this time, why you don't have enough time, why you don't think you can do it. Whatever the reason, that's fine. But the reality is you can't have both. Remember, you can have success or you can have excuses, but you can't have both. And you've got to decide which one you want. If you're looking for more in your life, looking for change and more happiness, then we recommend looking at option number 2, which is this. Pony up a small investment of $7 today and just give it a shot. If you're thinking, I don't know if this is going to work for me, look, just try it out. You have nothing to lose except 2 cups of coffee. maybe, and everything to gain. There's a cool thing about this leap of faith that we're asking you to take. First thing about this leap of faith is that we're going to be there with you. We're not going to leave you alone and let you fall. Secondly, we have a philosophy in this company is that if you're willing to believe in us and take action, then we will make sure we do everything in our power to help you get the results you want. The person you are today, the one sitting there watching this training right now, is the result of all the choices you've made in life so far. The person you will become will be the results of the choices you make today. So listen, we just taught you all this stuff. You can either take the info we gave you and you can forget about it, just like any other day or any other training that you get nice ideas and then you forget about it. If you do, you'll stay stuck right where you are. Or this can be the year that you finally create the life and dating success you want just by being yourself and naturally attracting women. Since you joined us today, it probably means that you really, really want to do something about it. Now, you may be saying, this is great, but it sounds like a lot of work. Well, it's true. Building a new life can be a lot of work, but it doesn't have to be. You see, you can, one, go down the long path, taking years to figure it out for yourself like we did. You can try random techniques, copying sleazy pickup artists and getting rejected without knowing why. You can waste lots of time and money on programs that only offer half as much. And it can work, but the truth is you'll spend 4 years or more, like we did, and a lot more money, like we did. Or 2, let people who have already done it show you how. And yes, that would be us. And we have the benefit of already seeing everything out there so that we'll only teach you the best and most effective techniques. Look, we've built a system from the ground up that's designed to do only one thing: get you out there, interacting with women, and getting results. And it does this really well. It works. Look, if you want to claim this special limited time offer, go to www.thedatingmasterysystem.com right now. And for those of you that stuck around, it's promise. Here's the best places to meet women based on your personality. So in order to get it, email us at support@attractionacademy.com with the subject line Matrix, and we'll get you this as soon as possible. Okay, that's it. The training is over. Go sign up right now. Look, the reality is it won't stay long. It won't stay at this price for very long. It's definitely going to be going up later, so don't miss out. Click the button somewhere on this page where it says www.thedatingmasterysystem.com, or it'll say something to like sign up now. But if not, just go to www.thedatingmasterysystem.com so you can try it out for at least 7 days for $7. What do you have to lose? 2 cups of coffee? Look, if you want things to change in your life, you've got to do things differently than what you've already done. If you've tested out other courses and other things, I hope that you see that there's a difference between us and them in the fact that, number one, we're married. We're guys that are actually have used what we teach, and we do it with complete ethics. We're very different than most other people. And people ask us, what it is that makes us very different from other guys and that teach this kind of stuff. Number one, nobody focuses on divorced guys. Why? Because they haven't been there. They don't understand what it really means to go through these kind of breakups if you've been in a long-term relationship where you are just with one person. Number 2, they don't do it with the ethics that we do. Our goal is to make sure that everybody you meet, that you leave them better than they were before. Our goal is that when after they meet you, after they deal with you, they think that you are as wonderful as a person before and after. And I'm talking about, look, if you're trying to get into a long-term relationship, into marriage, in order to get married, you're going to date a lot of women because that's the only way it can happen. That's the only way you're going to know, number one, who your ideal woman is. And yes, we're going to work on that. We're going to make sure it gets defined, but it's going to be an iterative process. You're going to come back and change certain things about what the ideal woman is, because that's really where it starts. And as you saw in the meat face, ideal woman is the number one thing, because if you cannot define who that ideal woman is, none of the rest of it matters. Because if you go after that ideal woman for a long-term relationship, you've got to date a lot of women to make sure you find that girl or woman, depending on how you want to refer to her. So you're going to have to date a lot. And that's the beauty of this. You're going to get to experience a lot of things in your life. You're going to get to know what it is that you want. You're going to get to know how to make this work for you, because this is the most important thing. Because at the end of our lives, none of us are going to sit there and go, gee, I wish I spent more time at work. Gee, I wish I went to the gym more. Yeah, you might, depending on what's going on in your life. But everybody says, gee, I wish I spent more time with family. I wish I had more time with those that I love, I care about. And it's those relationships that we build right now. Those relationships we build right now are what's going to matter. It's those relationships that we're going to look at the end of our life and try to figure out how the hell we could have made them even better. Because every regret that we have is usually based upon what happened in our relationships. And if you really think about it, or what is it that we didn't do, those opportunities that were missed, and could this be an opportunity that was missed in order to be able to develop the amazing relationships with women that could have led to a full life for you? Because you don't want to end up alone. You want to make sure that you're surrounded by family. Family may not be that important for you right now. Maybe. Odds are that it is. But you need to know that these are the important things in life. You know, we're all worried about money. We're all worried about relationships. We're all worried about our jobs. We're all worried about a bunch of other things that make the world go around. And usually it's money, which is essentially your jobs. And then the next one is really relationships. And of course, our health is extremely important. We have to care for that. And then our spirituality. These things, our careers, all these encompass all these, everything. But they all have to be healthy. And the one that has to be the healthiest is, along with your health, it's relationships. The relationships that you have with other people, and including the relationship that you have with yourself, because that is actually one of the things we really work on. When we're working on the ideal woman, the next one is about you. How do we design who you are? When you get to that point, that is the person that you want to be. That is the guy that you have always dreamt of being. You are going to get to design that. Why are we going to live a life by accident? Why are we going to live a life that is just not going to fill us with what we want, who we want to be, what we deserve, what we were created to do? If you think that this system will help you, you need to go to thedatingmasterysystem.com right now. If you know that this is the right thing for you, you've got to do this for yourself. Look, our system, it is designed to be simple, straightforward, and actionable. Okay? And action has to be in there. And you've got to take action right now. You've got to take the action that you're going to go to thedatingmasterysystem.com and sign up. Why? Because if you don't take action right now, you'll never take action. You'll never do what you need to do for yourself. It means you don't believe in yourself enough. And sometimes we doubt ourselves, and sometimes we don't believe in ourselves, and sometimes we think we can't do something. But the reality is that once we're challenged, once that something is in front of us that we absolutely need to go for, we will rise to meet that challenge. Now, usually the only way we rise to meet that challenge is if we are absolutely prepared and trained for it. If we're just going to sit around and go, yeah, well, I'll reach that challenge when it comes. It doesn't work that way. In the military, it doesn't work that way. In the military, the reason that these guys get put through all this training over and over and over and over and over again is so that they develop the muscle memory so that when the bullets start flying their way, they will react without thinking, and they will react properly. And that is exactly the challenge that you need to be able to do. You need to be able to take that challenge and go out there and meet the ideal woman for you. But when you do that, when you see a beautiful woman and you know that you're going to go up to her, you need to know exactly what's going to happen at every single step. And this system will show you how to do that. You're going to know exactly what to say and exactly what the next steps are, because it is going to be muscle memory. Yes, is it take work? Most definitely. And if you don't do the work, you're not going to get the results. And by the way, and if you are just thinking that this is going to be a magic pill, or you are just going to be trying to go out there and getting laid, this is the wrong system for you. Because it's not designed to be used that way. And if we know or see that is who you are and who you're trying to be, we will kick you out no matter what. Because our goal is to make sure that you do things ethically. And if you know that, or if we know that you're going out there to try to just get laid and you don't care about actually getting into a relationship, and you're not actually trying to grow as a person, we don't want you. Don't join. If you think that this is a magic pill and you want to somehow be handed the answers and that everything will just, because you watch the videos or you come to our trainings or you talk to us and we tell you exactly what you need to do, and then you go, okay, great, that's fantastic, awesome information, and then you don't go out there and use it, you don't actually do something with it. Guys, why the hell would you join if you don't use it? If you don't use it, if you don't practice it, you're never going to master it. The only way that you can master this, and by the way, this is called the dating mastery system. Mastery is about practice. It's about action. And if you don't go out there and actually practice and actually do, it's not going to work for you. And we don't want that. We are not going to accept you failing. We cannot afford you failing. We look bad. So we need to make sure that you're actually out there practicing. We need to make sure that you're out there having conversations, that you are practicing this, that you are doing the right things, that you are doing the homeworks, that you are filling out the frameworks, the models, the cheat sheets. All of that has to be done. And guys, there are people that try to go and not do them. And guess what kind of results they get? Shit results, because they did shit work. And we know that what you want is to get good results. And the only way to get good results is if you actually do the work and actually put your heart into it. Put your heart, your mind, your soul into it. Guys, you have to be dedicated. Yes, does this take a little bit of time? Yeah. Is it doable? Easily. Can you do it in 1 hour a day? Yeah, easy. Now, if you put more time into it, you'll master it faster. When we put on there the typical timeline of 3 months, if you watch the videos, if you go to our trainings, if you have the conversations with us, if you interact, if you ask the questions, if you go out there and practice, and if you do it on a daily basis, because it's about muscle memory, if you do it on a daily basis, you can do it in 3 months. Do most people do it in 3 months? No. The reality is it takes them a little bit longer. But they do it Remember, I said it's about progress, not perfection. And what really stops most of us is we want to be able to do it perfect. When we tell a guy, okay, you got to go and say this, and they go, yeah, well, and they don't do it, that's when you end up getting hurt by it. That's when it just doesn't do anything. Go out there and practice it. There is no such thing as failure. There's only learning. I'm going to repeat that. There is no such thing as failure. There is only learning. When you learn something, you go, oh, okay, now I got to do it this way. When it does something, when you do an approach, when you talk to a woman, when you're trying to move a step forward and you're just hitting a wall, you're going to learn that, oh, this doesn't work for me because of X. After we have a conversation, we'll tell you why that might be. We're going to give you the best options, the best possible results, and how to be able to move things forward. That's our job. So that's why you want to be a member of this. We want you to succeed. And in order for you to succeed, you need to go to the datingmasterysystem.com right now and sign up. Look, again, it's only $7. What the hell else is $7? If you get some crazy drink over at Starbucks, it may be more than $7. I'm not sure if you get a super large one or something. By the way, I don't know the sizes of Starbucks. I'll go and order medium most of the time. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Go to the datingmasterysystem.com and sign up right now. $7 will give you 7 days to test out the system. Go through all of the videos. We don't care. We want you to learn something. The videos are fantastic. Great stuff. The frameworks are all there. They're fantastic. They're great stuff. But the reality is that you need to go and practice and work on it and then come back and ask questions. And we know that. And that's why we tell you that if you want to commit to longer than a month, fantastic. We like that. And the reason we like it is because if you're committed, we're committed. We're here to help you. We know that you need every single thing in this whole system. And we kept adding and adding because we wanted to make sure that there's no possible way for you to fail. Our job is to make sure you succeed. There is no failure if you do the work. If you don't do the work, you will not learn. And the only way to succeed is by learning. I think there's a saying that the only way to get experience is by failing at something. And I forget what the correct saying is. But right now, you need to go to datingmasterysystem.com right now. The datingmasterysystem.com. Damn, timer went off. And it went off. All right, very cool. Guys, I hope that this has been of value to you. I hope that we've been able to teach you something in this training, and I hope that you took action. I want for you to succeed. Ronan wants for you to succeed. And I've talked way too much, I think. But we want to make sure that you do what's the right thing for you. Anyway, as I said, the training is over. So go sign up right now. thedatingmastersystem.com.